Okay, this is for the Shinip Jojongsa, the new pilots class, 2018. We talked about this, like what is the context of the word for Minglok? In what context would you use that word? What is the context for that word, you could also say too. Smuggle is Smuggler, this one. I like in Star Wars Han Solo, this pilot is a smuggler. We also talked about the people who had tried to smuggle gold, yeah? Nuchi Boda, walk on eggshells, try to read a person, get a read on a person, glance at. Glance is kind of like quickly look at. Get a read on is try to understand what they're going to do. Try and read them. Maybe you want to go home, so you're watching the boss. Hey, is he going to be okay? Walk on eggshells is where you're always kind of nervous, but you're looking at him. Veer off the road, right? I was driving, and then suddenly this guy came at me. This last minute, this guy was coming right at me, and then just veered off the road. Or at the last minute would be better. Keep your fingers crossed. It means good luck. And I had my fingers crossed the whole time. This means good luck. Right? Jikan. Mr. Honest. He said this in class today. He gave a good description. Also, confirmation bias. That's a confirmation bias. Sangil, he talked about that, told that story. Or like at a hospital, you hear that a lot. You know, I thought you were going to die. It was touch and go for a moment there. Or especially in this baton race. Because these few seconds, you don't know. Is it going to work? All right. Adam, your voice is too low. I can't hear you. I can't make out what you're saying. I can't understand. A touchy situation. That's like that touch and go, like something you don't want to cause trouble. Those two were fighting. It's kind of a touchy situation. Don't ask anything. Delicate situation is similar. Today the speakers fell off the desk several times. So I said, yeah, if you touch the speakers, they'll stop working. Or they'll fall. So they're very touchy. Don't mess with them. Interrupt and interject. Interrupt is more rude. A little bit like Sangil and Ungi were talking. So I say, sorry guys to interrupt. But more polite, I'd say, oh, Sangil, Ungi, I'd like to interject something if I could for a moment. Like a professor would say this or a question at a symposium. If I could interject for a moment. Have the day off, vacation. Where is Mr. Beck, Mr. 100? Well, he has the day off. I'm having an off day. I'm making a lot of little mistakes, not doing a good job. Off is incorrect. My watch is off by 2 minutes. Yojim, the main point, the gist, the overall gist. And I had an example of O.J., the lawyer, the public prosecutor against O.J. Simpson. The overall gist was that he hadn't really watched much and couldn't remember almost anything about his day. This is used for meetings. Oh, I didn't go to the meeting. What was the gist of it? Explain. Please explain. I don't understand. Elaborate, explain in more detail, also more formal. Could you elaborate on that a little bit more? Comprehensible input is the opposite of gibberish. This is gibberish. Opposite are things you understand. And this polyglot, Steve Kaufman, one of my favorites, he talks about that a lot. To get good listening skills, we have to listen to things we like and understand is best. This one, pull out your hair. I'm frustrated. This is killing me. Room is stuffy as the room temperature. Right? Oh, the speakers stopped working. The speakers conked out. The speakers are kaput. Out of order is okay, but out of order is usually for like machines or bathrooms, like in public. In the movie Sully Sullenberger, did you guys see that? Sully? Let me say this. Vicious cycles, a vicious circle. Virtuous circle is the opposite, or just have synergy. Today we talked about how to break a vicious cycle, how to get out of it. I think some people discussed that. Okay, so now we're about finished here. and I want to give a special shout out. 2 shout outs, I think. One is first is Tyrone Bishop. He's a aviation English. He teaches aviation English in the Middle East, and he's getting his PhD, or he does a lot of research. Really smart guy, and he has, again, British accent. He can give his opinion. I prefer having his opinion, to be honest. I don't want to just give my American accent or the things I say. So if you guys can, check him out if you want to, or if you want some more, if you want to know more. Also, I want to give a shout out to Mr. Chue. Okay, I don't know if this is the English initials here, but he really talking about Visitor in the Cockpit, the video we watched today, and lots of speaking, lots of participation. So great job, and we'll try to give shout outs. If you want, leave a comment, say hello.